Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dares say. Other channels just want to talk about it. They don't say it really because they've got no knackers. Right. Just a few pointers I'm going to go through and wrap it up. Got a weekend. What time is it here? 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday. Been a long weekend and just a few things to get off my chest. I like to keep the old two a day going out there, you know, two a day to keep the tax man at bay, I call it. Right, so have a look what we've got here. Right, so here we go. Uh, can Eddie Hills and Samuel Jones stop squealing? Can they stop squealing? Every time they get a bad decision, uh, that goes against them. They squeal, don't they? Sam Jones and Eddie Hills. I don't know really. This is how I look at it. They don't care for boxers. They care for lining the pockets, don't they? Them sort of people. They don't hit ring, are they? Busting a gut, knocking heads. They're not. They're people that are going to be making money long, long time after you people like Jack Catterall, Anthony Joshua, your Joe Joyces of this world, Johnny Fishers. Long after they've gone, these people will still be lining the pockets. And if them people bumped into them in the street and asked them for 50 quid, they'd swerve them, wouldn't they? So that's just the way it goes. So it is what it is. All right. Can I give a big shout out to Andy's Cabin YouTube? I want everybody to go and subscribe there and have a watch. And big shout out to the Beautiful Boxing Podcast with Terry Chappendama and Canada's boxing channel to Bob, who's recently come on my channel. So it's all good stuff in it. It's all good stuff. Right, Jack Catterall, what did I think to the fight? Well, I think Jack Catterall's pony. He put a glass eye to sleep. That's not being harsh. I'm not really bothered if people I know are mates with him. I'm just going to say it as I see it. He's a boring fighter, and he don't really do anything for me. And like I said, he'd put you to sleep when he really just watching his style. It's shocking. It's bordering on Johnny Horsecock's style, isn't it? Eddie Hills can ring Oscar De La Hoya and start arranging rematches or whatever, all he wants, but that fight was pony. So that's my opinion, absolute pony. And another thing as well, Eddie Hills needs to stop sticking it to Canelo. Saying he's no loyalty in that. If you want loyalty, Eddie, get a dog. Simple as that. Oscar De La Hoya knows that, and you know that. But when Canelo left Oscar De La Hoya, you were saying he did the right thing. Now that Canelo don't want to work with you, he's saying he's got no loyalty. So which is it, Eddie? Take it on chin. You know the game better than anybody. What it is with boxers and promoters, right? They both need each other. Now, if Turkey Al Sheikh decides he don't want Canelo next week and Eddie puts an offer in, they'll be best mates again. It's a merry-go-round, so it is what it is. Get over it. Like I've just said, Eddie, if you want loyalty, we'll get a dog. A bit of talk about Pulev against Wardley at WBA regular. Is it on? I hope it is. I like Wardley. He's worked his way up. He's talking to Chisora Wilder, but they should have fought years ago, shouldn't they? Really, about 12 years ago. Uh, they're both shot to bits. It won't be for a belt, so it won't mean anything at the moment, would it? You know, Chisora's a chance there he could get knocked about, isn't there? But Opie Price has not fought for 15 months. Does anybody know what's happening with him? He's on missing list. Opie Price. Travelling kid, apparently. Dennis McCann's a travelling kid. We're not saying Opie's failed a dope test or anything, no, but you'd have thought, young lad, 15 months inactive. You'd have been a bit more active, wouldn't you? Instead of being inactive. Dalton Smith against Adam Azim. What do I think about that? I think it's boring. It's a boring story now, isn't it? In fact, it's a crap story. So get your coats off and get at it, I say. So well done to Ben Whittaker for signing for Liam Cameron fight. It's a pity Elmer Fudd has lost his balls, isn't it, regarding the Lazy Rhino rematch? But who cares now? That's boring, isn't it? Who cares as well about Eubank Senior boycotting Crusher's fight with Junior, in April? So what if Eubank Senior don't want to go watch it? Don't watch it. If you were involved with Junior, you'd be there, wouldn't you? But you're on outside looking in now, heading for Skid Row. Be a bit more careful with that dough you've got left, lad. Do I agree with the Gad regarding Crawford beating Canelo on points? Yeah, that's going to be my bet. Crawford on points. So I agree with the Gad for once. Eddie Hill's message to Joe Gallagher. Wow. On seconds out. Does Eddie not forget that he tried to finish Joe off a few years ago, telling his fighters, if you stay with Joe, you're not going to get slots? Hey. I think people are stupid. Eddie Hills. I see Bombay Dave put some out as well about Joe Gallagher as well, saying he don't get on him, but he wishes him well and all that, and it upset him. Yeah, I bet it did. Now, this is what you're up against. Any trending story, they're all over it, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They must do it because they forget the train of thought in interviews and they've got no else to do. So they can't remember anything else to do or say. Billy Nelson, can you stop crying about the AJ fight with Bacoli? Why don't you force a title shot with your own ranking with IBF? That's all you've got to do. Force a title shot. Because you'll get more money fighting Joshua than you would Daniel DeBar or Parker. You know what I mean? This is what you're up against. It's not about belts. It's about money for these people. Don't take step aside. That's all I'm going to say to you, Billy Nelson. You get offered that title shot, you take it. Unbelievable. Another person asking me, is the Lazy Rhino versus Elmer Fudd, is it on, Porky? Look, is it on? Is it off? Is it on? Is it off? It's boring now. It's a boring story. Jonathan, yet again, asking me, same not boring stuff. I'm not hammering you, Jonathan, but you know as much as me, mate. So, personally, I think that if they wanted to make it, they could have made it. I mean, there's been enough begging going on, hasn't there, from White Rhino for it. Elmer's staying quiet, isn't he? So that's usually a sign that, that they're not keen on it. If he gets beat, the bubble's bursting. He can't prop any shows up. They need him. So I'd look at it as not happening, but I hope it does. I'd like to see Dave get a big payday. For all them years he were knocked about at Matchroom. Because he ain't got a belt yet, has he? Only belt he's got is a snake belt, holding up his Lonsdale bottoms. So Bricktop says Dylan White will be tested for Joe Joyce fight. It means nothing, does it really, that? Absolutely nothing. If you've money like Dylan White and you fail, nobody's going to get to know anyway, are they? It all gets hushed up, doesn't it? And that's how I look at it. Can Beefy Smith stop crying about that Eubank rematch as well? Because you took the fight, didn't you? Stop crying about the weight and stop crying about the conditions that you're saying Ben Shalom didn't put in contract. Well, you verbally agreed, didn't you? Get it wrote down on paper, lad. You've been around the game long enough. I see Eddie Hills slagging Carl Frampton because Carl's had his opinion on Ben Eubank with drug testing and what they're getting paid and all that. Get over it, Eddie Hills. Hills. Another boring story. Well done to Jazza Dickens beating Zelfa Barrett. I like Jazza Dickens. Well done. Zelfa will come again. But I think he got old man out of it, didn't he, really? Jamie Moore. Is he getting the rubber green with his fighters lately with judges? You know, Jack Catterall, White Rhino, you know, Chantel Cameron. No, I don't think he is, to be honest. I quite like Jamie Moore. I don't think he's getting rubber green. But it's the name of the game, isn't it? You know, it's the name of the game. Chantel Cameron fight. That were on that on an Eddie Hills show. Chantel Cameron one. Then you've got the Dave Allen one. You know, Eddie Hills. And now you've just had the Jack Catterall one, an Eddie Hills show. So obviously, you know, you're not as well in as you thought, Jamie, with them people. But like I said before, and I say it again, they don't care about you, Jamie, or your fighters. They care about money and rematches. That's all these people care about. I look at it like this. Why don't you get Catterall in with Dalton Smith if you want to get your own back on Eddie Hills? That's what I'd do, Jamie. I start calling Dalton Smith out. Forget Barbosa. Nobody's interested in that fight. We're a stinker. You know what I mean? Absolute stinker. So get Dalton Smith out instead of letting them prolong boxing and drag it through gutter again and drag stuff out. You know, we'll get stuck in with Dalton Smith. Be a good fight, that. Oh, all right. That's about it, really. What's that? 17th of Feb, 34 videos per month. Not bad, eh? So go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I will return on Tuesday. Go on, pop, pop, bang.